This is Lord of the Swarm. I've started out this new YouTube channel, and so I guess this is kind of the introductory video to kind of go over what I dream and envision for this channel. As you can see, the video streaming past, or the pictures anyway, are pictures of my Tyranid army. Obviously, I play Tyranids almost exclusively. I also own 2 fantasy armies, High Elves and Lizardmen, and budding collection of Eldar. I'm also doing some Night Lord stuff just because I really like the way their chapter is. But right now I have an order in to triple my Tyranid collection up to 15,000 points, and it's not, I've got a 2,000 point army and a ridiculous number of homecraft or homebrew gargantuan creatures. It's like going to be well over 200 gaunts, tons of warriors, raveners, all sorts of things. So it's going to be pretty cool on the table. It's going to be a lot of fun to play. But I've been playing for the past 12 years, competitively for 3. Because when you're a kid, you're just whoever you've got in your little group, you play against them. Because I remember the days when I didn't really have any monstrous creatures even, and my buddy, he'd play Blood Angels, and he had a tank, and the tank would kill my whole army. But now, I have the money and the time and the maturity to actually get into the hobby. So that's what I'm trying to do now. I play out of Gamers Hideout, Missouri, which is near a military base. So I really hope I have the time, and the people I play against have the time or the patience even for me to video some of the stuff, just so we can kind of get a community growing here. So I guess my mission statement is that Lord of the Swarm is here to bring thought-provoking entertainment first, and secondly to make Tyranid players more competitive with what they have. Emphasis on what they have. I want to put out a lot of good tactics videos, and I want to put out a lot of thought-provoking things, material for people to watch for entertainment purposes. But also, I'm a competitive player, and I want to help a lot of Tyranid players out there be better, because I think Tyranids have what it takes to be a good army. Maybe not necessarily top tier, but you know what? Tiers only affect a dice game so much. I think Tyranids have what it takes to beat any army out there. As far as consistently, I don't know, but I think they can do very well. But me, on a personal note, I'm trying to improve my hobby and make, because it's one thing if I'm just out there and I've got my little miniatures on a table, but then once you start to have a community, it gets more fun, and then once you have something like YouTube to put it out on, it gets a lot more fun. So that's what I'm hoping to do, but also to improve my speaking ability. I use a lot of crutch words, and I'm trying to get rid of some of those. So my big influencers were Yes, the Truth Hurts. I know that they have kind of I don't want to say bad reputation. They're a competitive site, and that's why I was trying to improve my competitiveness. But I know Stellic is his name, I guess. He runs the site. He's really good with like the Space Marine type armies, and at first I bought the models on the Tyranid list that he put up as like being the one. I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to be great, and I really wasn't. And I think there's strength in the Tyranid Codex, unlike the Space Marine Codexes, so you have to build them a little bit differently. So I'm not saying he's a bad player, I'm just saying that there are you can't build a Tyranid list like a Space Marine list and expect it to be good. So that's what some of the stuff I'm going to go over. On YouTube, Once Bitten, Eldar Corsair, and Mr. Lorian really helped me out. They put up a good battle reports and things like that, and I would like to emulate that as I branch out into this channel, because I haven't really had a channel like this before. So I'd really like to emulate those 3 individuals, but also Blue Table Painting. Blue Table Painting, they actually paint all my armies, so all the models that you see going past are painted from them, and they put up a lot of really cool stuff. So they're another influencer that I have gotten from the internet, so that I'm gonna probably emulate all of those people when I talk about lists and different things like that. So like I said before, I'm a competitive player, but I try to make the seemingly uncompetitive competitive. So I really want to, have not all my lists be the same. I mean, as you can see right there is my Parasite and Mortrex. I'd like to put him in a list once I get my Raveners in and my Lictors in. Have some fun lists that are good, because I'm not sold on the fact that there are only a few good choices in the Tyranid Codex. Coming up here, you're going to see my Shrikes. At least one of my Shrikes. For a while, the guys in my gaming store were terrified of these. And then I moved to another store because of, if you use them correctly, they are potent. I mean, I'm talking, kill all your opponent's troop choices type potent. Here are my Trigons. I really love Trigons. Of course, a lot of people play with those, but anyway, I guess I have a reputation in my newest store of being like win at all costs, the whack player or whatever. But I'd like to think of myself as somebody else, or not necessarily a jerk to play against. I mean, everybody tries to win, right? I mean, winning's fun. Plus, I play Tyranids for crying out loud. People, how win at all costs, cutthroat can you be? But speaking on fun, I know a lot of people, they'll be like, well, I brought, I don't know, I'll use something from the Tyranid. So I brought some Pyrivores because I thought it would be fun. But even Pyrivores could be useful. I don't know, just think of some really useless choice, and they're like, I just brought them because it'd be fun. I know they're not good, but it's fun. See, that's not fun to me. That's not, if I took some worthless unit, that's not fun. If it just charges into Guardsmen and gets wiped out, that's not fun to me. So, but on the other hand, like Shrikes were a ton of fun, and they were really useful. They did a lot of really cool things for my army. So, I don't really play with bad choices, but I'll play with good choices, which are also fun. Like the Gargoyles, having a big swarm of 30 of those can be pretty devastating. So the choices I take more often than not are good, but I have fun using them, if that makes sense. Because I don't think you have to take something bad to be fun. I think you take good things and have fun, and not be over the top competitive. I hope that makes sense. If not, I don't know. I guess just think about it a while. Maybe it'll make more sense. What you can expect from this channel, I'm going to put out some real tactics. I've seen a lot of people on the internet put up tactics that are like, here's a list of stats and rules for this unit, and then they have this whole long video going over the stats and the rules and who you can attach it to and all these things, and then at the end they're like, so in conclusion, it would be really good at killing Space Marines or something like that. What I hope to do is, sorry if there's like a clip right there. My sister came and knocked at the door. Anyway, what I hope to do is have tactics videos which show how to use models. I mean, of course, you kind of got to go over some of the stats and rules and everything like that, but creative ways to use, like, say, the Tyrant effects. I think there's a lot of really great things you can do with the Tyrant effects other than just sit in the back and shoot strength 10 shots at things. There's a lot of good things you can do with the Tyranid Prime, more than just, and again, it just having the dual bone swords and try to charge into enemy characters. There's a lot of cool stuff in the Tyranid Codex, and I think the way you use it has a big impact on how it performs on the battlefield, if that makes sense. More than just, like the Gene Stealers that are just rolling by right now. They have a 5+ save. That kind of sucks. But if you use them right, they can be some of the most survivable things. I've had this unit of 15 Gene Stealers hold up entire, well, I don't want to say entire Blood Angel armies, but all of their troop choices charging into this one unit and actually grinding them down until the end. So, again, it's how you use them. Also, battle reports, some nice looking battle reports. I want to definitely put those on, because my army's painted. I know another guy at the shop, his army's all painted and does really cool things, so hopefully we'll get some of those. We're working on the store's terrain right now, so we'll hopefully get a nice setup going. Also having campaign, we have a campaign coming up, so more on that to follow. And then finally Apocalypse. Again, I'm going to have 15,000 points of Tyranids, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So anyway, that concludes my first introductory video, and hopefully it's just enough to spur up some interest, and I'll be putting up some more material in the weeks to follow. So with that, Lord of the Swarm, signing out.